this is the finished dipper arm. I had a third barrel going through to take this one here, but it wasn't in the right place. So what I did, I altered the bucket itself, so you can unbolt that 2 bolts, and that lets you take a collar off, and then the bucket can swing and go out the other side. And I also welded on these 2 plates that were on before. So that's the 2 buckets and how they work, like a clamshell. So it's not that difficult to get that bucket off, just to get that 2 bolts, wee bit of wrestling, and then pop that back to where it was. And there is a spare hole, but it's not used. The other thing, my pal at the blacksmith recommended we put another piece of metal on the bottom here. So there was all the way up's got that thick metal welded to it on the back. I can't think it was 5mm. It was enough just to clear there. So that the bottom is like 10mm thick now. Only other job I need to do is take this ram off. It's leaking a wee bit at the top there. And get that serviced. But I'm not using it that much now. I will be, but I haven't been feeling up to it lately, so we'll see. Anyway, that's that finished. That's taken quite a while. I had probably another 2 days at it with welding that on and redesigning this. My days are a short day anyway, so just let you see it in its working order now. And there's the 2 grease holes are in behind that plate. I don't know if you can see it. The sun keeps getting loud. So that you can grease in that way, but that one's got a grease pin there. I could actually bore that out and put an internal grease pin in it as well if I wanted to, but I can grease it in there. And these are the original grease points on them. There, so everything can be greased now. I'm going out the sun here, so not a bad day. So that's that working again. I didn't paint it, you know, usual. I might paint it yet. And that's welded on the right side now. As you can see, I cut it off of there. But I suppose I should really paint it. Quite a bit of welding involved and all the way down there. Stick welding. I find stick welding so much stronger. Well, than the MIG I've got. I mean, a professional MIG would be different. Anyway, that's you caught up to the final. But you can see that other one there, look, I put in. Because when you put that front pin in there, it doesn't sit right. You can't get it to close very well. This bucket doesn't actually move, it's just that one that moves. And it's not bad where it is. For shifting stones it's good because you can grab them, pick them up. So that's the old Kubota working again after a bit of an epic job. I have just been checking what you call the toe-in, the distance between the wheels at the front and the back, and there's quite a distance. It's it's about 30mm at the back compared to the front, but the only reference I can find is a 1/16 of what it was, so we'll see if we can narrow it down a little bit. It's windy today, so we'll see how the sound goes. 3/4 or 19mm would probably fit. quickly take this bolt out and clean it. See? It's turning. A better spanner for that. I'll get a socket. Got the breaker bar. WD and an empty tin. This is one of those jobs I've been thinking I should do for the last long time. 12 years probably. Just never got round to it. Now the question is, should you adjust both sides equally or just do one side? If anybody wants to comment, I'll be quite happy to take some wisdom on that. Just go and clean up this bolt before we do anything. I've got the nut, the bolt tightened up. It's a 1/2 inch 20. Recut the threads, they were a bit rough. So now we need to get that to go in there somehow. Wonder if we can chop that this way. Or it sit in a groove. It sits in a groove. So you can't really move it. The only thing we could do is make another groove. The bolt sits like that. And if the grooves are only every, whatever that distance is, that's 2 inches. We only need it to move less than that. So basically the only adjustments where the slots are. How far did we need it to move? About 1/2 inch. The only other way would be make another slot, but you could weaken this. So I think we'll have to just leave it the way it is. I think I maybe did this once before and I couldn't move it then either. I assume the other side's just the same. We'll have a look. The other side's the same. So the only way I could move it is to move it in another slot or create a new slot maybe. That might weaken it. So I think we'll have to just put it back where it was and hope for the best. Been like that a long time, it shouldn't matter. Now I've lost the spanner. I'll have a look at the manual, but there's some slight differences in this drawing to what I have. The nuts are shown below on this one where mine are on top. I have never seen this tricycle set up on a Major, but apparently it does exist. May find one yet, you never know. See, those slots will go with these bolts because you can widen the wheel track on these by changing the position of the bolts. So the next slot could be away up here somewhere. I don't know what kind of lawnmower my neighbour's got, but he's got a huge bit of grass and pretty sure he's got a big lawnmower to go with it. Right, I think we could go for a new split pin in there. Just get one, and also need to make a washer. Right, we'll have to get this nut off the steering and get a washer made for it. Off the steering arm here. Right, I'll get some measurements and see if I can make something. I wasn't going to work in the tractors today. Guess what I'm doing? I have made a washer in the lathe. This hole in the centre is a wee bit too big, but not much. That should be better. Take a lot of the play out of the steering. Pretty sure I would have a socket that fitted this. That's better. That's rock solid now. Before you could get some play on it. Should be good. Right, that's that job done. There's very little play in the steering now. A little bit, there's always a bit. It's an old tractor, it's not going to be like a modern car. So the question is, do I take it for a run up the road again and see how it does, or does he put it in the shed? Take it for a run. I'm not taking you with me though. Right, I'll just need to tidy up first. There's a bit of play in the wheel here. Can you see the bearing moving there? So there is a castellated nut with a bolt going through it. So you just have to loosen the bolt. You don't need any split pins or anything out. Just got to find it in the grease. I did a couple of runs on the road. It is taxed and insured, before you ask. I have a couple of new lights I'm using, especially for photography. So we'll see what kind of flicker we get out of them. Can be switched to incandescent old-fashioned light bulb. It's a sort of yellow light. The bolt on the castellated nut is a 9/16 bolt. Just loosen that back and you can turn the nut. I don't want it too tight. I think that will be okay. That has taken all the play out of it. It's still spinning, not too bad. It's not that big a job. The problem with this is, and why I never noticed it, I never really take it on the road with it. It just happened to be, I was going up to film the Clat rally and I took the tractor just for fun. It did not like going fast. Well, the wheels were wobbling a bit. So I decided to see why it was wobbling. There was a couple of things. I made a new pin for one of the steering links there, so it was tighter. Somebody has done a weld there. It must have cracked at some time. That's why this was not screwing in all the way. Originally this had steel wheels or cast wheels. I found they dug up the ground a lot, so I managed to get a couple of hubs that took these wheels. I got the wheels and the hubs and everything at the same time. Land Rover tyres. I will put some grease in it. I'll need to find the grease nipple. It's here, look. It's coming back out the grease nipple. It's like a worm coming out of there. I think I need a new grease nipple. It feels much better. These tyres are beginning to perish. They are .5 by 16-inch old Land Rover tyres. Get some grease into the rest of the steering mechanisms. The grease stop is empty just as we got it done. Typical. Right, that should improve. It has just about stopping throwing grease out of there. I have got it in 2 axle stands and a jack. One of the wheel nuts on the far side is on the wrong way around, but it might be on the wrong way around for a reason. The stud could be too short. I will take it off and check it. I don't know if someone of you have preferences for the cast wheels or the steel wheels. I found that they tended to leave big track behind them, where the steel ones seem to spread the weight much better. Plus they are probably lighter as well. I actually sold the wheels a little while back, so I can't put them on again. I know a lot of the restorers like original wheels. This is actually a working tractor and not a showpiece. So that's that little job done. I'm just going to tell you as well, I have a new disease. It's called type 2 diabetes. I have discovered. I've had to change what I eat and try and lose weight. Losing weight can be hard. Apparently you can put it into remission by losing a lot of weight. My brother has it, but he was quite heavy. He managed to lose 5 stone so far, 3 to go. I have got to go and see a specialist. Apparently, or speak to a specialist on the phone. I will get some advice then. I did wonder why the doctors kept taking blood tests and not telling me anything. I think the NHS is part of MI5 as they never tell you anything. Unless you make a song and dance about it. Then they will tell you stuff. At least it's type 2 and not type 1. That would involve insulin injections. Bought this kill switch to fit onto the Major here, and we're going to fit it onto the earth there. If we take off that lead, we should be able to bore it out and get it straight into the metal. Half-inch bolt, M8. This is my new light. I bought 2 of these. Just playing about with them at the moment to see what's best. Just get this nut off of here. A wee bit awkward with the battery being there, but we'll manage. Got to shove the battery out my the hole in that lead might be a bit small for what we need. Yep, definitely too small. I'll have to drill that out or something. We'll come up with something. Now, will that go through that hole? No. Need to drill that one out as well. I'll jam this bit of wood under the battery to lift it up. Get it out the road. Just see where this lead will stretch to. I'll get it out there somewhere. I'll just move it around. No, this should go through there now. Yep. We'll put that straight into the body. This battery's getting in our way quite a lot here. I might get it in now. Here we go. We should be able to get that bolted in there now. And get this battery out of my road. Just checking what's off and what's on the switch there. Yep, that's going to bolt in there quite nicely. We'll get the nut on. That saves me using an extra lead, so that's quite handy. Just get a spanner to fit that. I think it's 17mm. And the battery's in the way again. It's going to work quite well. Let's get this tight. I was going to put this on the live side to start with, but it seemed to be easier to go on the air side, and most people recommend that nowadays. Put this over my air through this switch. It's the same way I did it on the David Brown. Slightly different switch. Got this switch for just over £7 at a local auto factor in Aberdeen. I bought two of them thinking I needed two of them, but only needed one, so I got a spare. That weed would stay up my road. These new lights seem to be quite good, apart from when I stand in front of them. I'll get it all worked out yet. That's good and tight. And this is how you operate it. That's on, that's off. And you can remove that key if you need to. As a sort of security device. I'm going to have to drill that out somehow. This is going to be a bit sketchy. When the lock off tends to drill it out. A bit heavier. We'll see. That'll work. Not much left of the lead, but it'll do for the Major. It starts in no time. That would probably melt in the David Brown. I started the David Brown yesterday, and it wasn't too bad to start. It didn't start for a while. It likes the work well. You just turn the key and just keep it churning. The best way to start it. Just tuck that in there out of the road. A good chance this switch was made in China. Just get my test meter and we'll see if it's working right. Trying to get the live to stick into the battery terminal. It's not having it. Okay, we'll do it another way. We'll use continuity. Getting a beep there now, so that's all. Yep, beeping. Went to off position, nothing. Nothing, that's correct. Back to on. Nothing in that position either. Working good. So that's that job done. And I can remove the key for security purposes and stick that wee bit on there if I want to. But as I'll probably lose the key, I'm just going to leave it in the slot. So that's now in the off position. I just have to put that play on position when I need to start the trip. May get another lead for here, a bit heavier I think. We'll see. This is me and exploring Uncle Jim, as a lot of you'll know him from, my brother-in-law. We're in Aberdeen at my stroke club, and they had these rickshaws except they were bicycles, so we're sitting in the front and there's a electric bike style on the back.
Camera out.
This is for my YouTube channel.
All right.
Get a steady cam shot with this.
Right. So you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Do you have many followers?
over 1,000.
Very good.
I think
That's
it's
more than I have.
1,030 now.
Right.
It gets to 1,000 and then you've no idea because
All right.
it just says 1,000 dot something.
Aye. Oh, very good.
Ah, you've been in my YouTube channel.
Right.
I have, right?
You was starring on it one day.
Maybe 10 minutes.
Nah, you're on it more than that. This is the Duffy Park Gardens in Aberdeen.
We're trying to get around the pond as well.
This is a couple of our fellow members in the other rickshaw in front of us.